Welcome back. You're watching NewsX. My name is Vineet Malhotra. In a massive legal escalation, Delhi High Court Judge Justice Swarnakanta Mishra has initiated criminal contempt proceedings against Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal and senior leaders including Manish Sisodia and Sanjay Singh. Justice Swarnakanta Sharma, who is presiding over the Delhi excise policy case, has pulled no punches, stating that the judiciary will not be overawed by political stature. The judge cited a calculated and coordinated campaign on social media aimed at vilifying her and her family. The court has taken serious exception to alleged edited videos shared by AAP leaders and called it an attempt to undermine the judiciary. The Aam Aadmi Party has responded and pointed at cases involving Delhi Chief Minister and her statement, asking why is contempt only moved against Aam Aadmi Party. But now that this contempt case has been moved, what will be AAP's legal response to this entire fiasco? Will Kejriwal be held guilty for contempt is the big question we're going to ask our guest as well. Joining us on the program is Jasmine Sandhavalia, BJP spokesperson. Priyanka Kakkar, Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson, also joins us on the show. Advocate Manasvi Thapar, political analyst, with us on the broadcast as well. Priyanka Kakkar, I'll begin with you. Well, obviously, the judge is not happy with the allegations that have been made against her and her family. What is the Aam Aadmi Party's official stance when it comes to this particular case? And a lot of people feel that targeting the judge is perhaps not going to change the outcome of where this trial is going. Priyanka Kakkarji, are you there with us?
Yes. Sorry, there was an issue with the audio. Can you please repeat your question? Can you please repeat your question? I'll come to it then.
Well, the judge is obviously not happy with Arvind Kejriwal. She's saying there is a campaign at large to vilify her and the reputation of her family, which is already complicating a complex case in the Delhi excise policy. Your thoughts?
Well, the answer lies in your question. You said there's a large social media campaign. My voice is echoing very much. It's difficult to speak.
I can hear you loud and clear. I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, you possibly can, but I can hear only myself. I'm saying that the answer lies in your question. When you say that a large social media vilification campaign has happened, I'll take your argument on face value, although that's incorrect. But if I take your argument on face value also, that means there are so many more people who are indulging in this campaign, but for some reason only the Aam Aadmi Party leaders have been singled out again. This to me again raises a reasonable apprehension of bias. When it comes to, Arvind Kejriwal ji from the very beginning had only requested that the Judge Sahiba may please recuse herself from hearing this case, because the respondents in this matter have a reasonable apprehension that they will not get justice here. And towards that end, 12 reasons were presented, one of which is very rightly pointed out by you, and it is the truth. I'll say truth is our only defense. It is the truth that Tushar Mehta ji, who is the Solicitor General of India, is directly responsible for assigning matters to the children of the Judge Sahiba, which was not denied at all. Secondly, it is also a matter of fact that RSS programs have been attended by her. Thirdly, it is also a truth that central government has given fees running into crores to her children, and therefore it was not appropriate according to us that the matter should be heard by her, and she has now recused herself.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Let me get a response to what you have just said from Jasmine ji. Jasmine ji, Arvind Kejriwal is saying that there is no, palpable guarantee that he will not be discriminated against because of certain incidents and events and episodes which are affiliated with this particular judge. So there is no hope of a balance, a judicious trial, and that is why these requests for recusing the judge have been made. Your analysis of this whole thing, which has been going on for a very, very long time, and this is a serious matter. A judge being attacked like this is obviously concerning, since we live in a democracy which has been saved from time to time by the judiciary.
You see, first of all, I want to begin my argument by saying that AAP has created a larger than image on social media for itself. They create an edit prop, they excel at it, and unfortunately for us Indians, they have brought the system to such a low by talking against the judiciary so much on social media. After all, this is one of our main bastions of dispensing justice in the country. And we have functioned under our judicial system beautifully and progressively. We have one of the finest judiciary in the country. And I will give benefit of doubt to Mr. Kejriwal that he thought that justice was not going to be dispensed to him because the said judge was going to be biased. But where did it allow him to create vilification campaign against a High Court judge, to systematically target her family, to systematically target the High Court and the judiciary of this country? That is not done. It is not a nice thing to do. Yes, he's the supremo of a political party. He's a powerful political figure in the country. But that does not mean that he is going to intimidate and browbeat the judicial system of this country. And I rest my case on that.
Manasvi, how are you looking at this back and forth? Arvind Kejriwal saying that this is going to be a biased outcome. The judge has connections with the RSS. The children have connections with the Solicitor General. So there's no hope that Arvind Kejriwal, who's already been given some relief in the excise policy, is going to get any justice.
So I have multiple views on this. Let me be very clear on one thing, that Kejriwal was discharged by the trial court, which no one is discussing. Rose Avenue Court found nothing against him prima facie, and then it was the CBI who appealed in the High Court, and then now this brings up two major things. Now this is very dangerous for the judiciary, the kind of campaign which was done, edited videos which were included in this, and a complete boycott declaration was done by Aam Aadmi Party. And this gives a entire playbook from a powerful litigant point of view, that if you can't challenge an order, if you can't challenge a judgment, tarnish the image of that judge. So this is something which is very dangerous from the point of view which Aam Aadmi Party has given a playbook to the world to discuss on. And this is not something which a healthy democracy would function. And also, from the judiciary's perspective, if a judge whose rescual was rejected can initiate contempt against those who were sorting rescual, that itself is creating another round of trust factors for the judiciary's impartiality. So I think the right to question judicial impartiality is a fundamental thing which should be there for you, me, everyone. And there is a due process to this. And Kejriwal went with that channel. But if the judge did not feel that the rescual was important enough, she gave her verdict on that. But the entire episode, the entire step-by-step things forming up is not very healthy either for judiciary or for Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal. So now this contempt, we know which direction the contempt is going to go. It's not going to go in the favor of Aam Aadmi Party, Arvind Kejriwal. So if they are not happy with the judge, if they are not happy with the order, they could have challenged it further. Apart from that, I did not feel that the social media so-called campaign was required. Yes, that would give you views. Yes, that could convert some kind of people who are not in favor of Aam Aadmi Party anymore. Will have that soft corner for them again. But apart from that, criticizing the judge, criticizing the order, criticizing everything, and a fabricated video being circulated and creating this kind of a boycott is not a healthy leader's playbook. It's a wrong playbook which should not be played by anyone. It is something which has fallen on them. And for judiciary's point also, they should have been on a larger hearted judiciary, wherein instead of going for contempt, the order is already out, let them do what they have to do. That would have been a better stand. Now what has happened is, if I want to go for rescual against one of the judges, I feel that judge would be impartial, then I go for a common discussion with people, and this becomes a point of discussion in the fraternity. It could be a point of discussion through Twitter, through social media, everywhere. But that does not will make me again a litigant in a contempt proceeding against me. So this has become a to and fro, dangerously very wrong for our own country. So this has to stop somewhere, and this is not right. That's what I feel as a lawyer also, and as a political analyst also.
Okay. Let Priyanka Kakkar respond to what Manasvi has said. Priyanka ji, obviously there are two sides to this. The judge is saying that her oath is to the Constitution. Anything that is being used against her at this point in time is perhaps an attempt to deviate from the core matter.
My audio was completely disconnected while the BJP spokesperson was speaking, but I heard the participant subsequently. I couldn't get the name because of the audio issue again. But he made an impassioned plea, which is away from the facts again. You will recall how a vilified campaign by the BJP was initiated against the Aam Aadmi Party by their spokespersons, as if there is some crime that Aam Aadmi Party committed, despite the fact that no recovery was made, despite the fact that PMLA judge categorically wrote that ED was weaponized, despite the fact that Supreme Court wrote that CBI worked like a caged parrot, despite the fact that he was finally discharged. He's no longer an accused also, technically. So despite all of that, I mean, that was the social media campaign which was run against us, you know. So I think anybody who going forward talks ill about Arvind Kejriwal or Aam Aadmi Party should be mindful that BJP has run really sustained, targeted campaigns, and please don't malign the Aam Aadmi Party unnecessarily anymore. We are one party which has constantly performed for the common man of this country, and we have utmost respect, and we are very grateful to the judiciary, because it is the judiciary which gave us a clean chit and gave us a discharge order. It is the judiciary which called the ED that wo dvesh ki bhavna se kaam kar rahe hain. That is what the PMLA order read. It is the Supreme Court which scolded the CBI and even told them in one case that you stop working like crooks. So all of this happened from the judiciary, and we are deeply grateful to the judiciary. Here is one case where we had a reasonable apprehension that we will not get justice for XYZ reasons, and those reasons were enumerated in detail by Arvind Kejriwal ji himself, and we are grateful that finally the matter is out of that court, and Judge Sahiba has recused herself.
Jasmine ji, Arvind Kejriwal has been cleared, right? And he's spent time in jail. So have his ministers. They have cooperated with the law and the legal machinery on every turn. So if there is something which they feel is out of the ordinary, or is not falling into that bracket of propriety, they have every right to raise that concern, right?
Well, we are talking about the judicial system of this country. We're talking about the judiciary in this country, while a High Court judge cannot address a press conference. You will agree with me, Mr. Malhotra, on this. He or she cannot defend. He and she cannot defend. She or he, the High Court judge or a Supreme Court judge or a District Court judge cannot go to the media and start explaining his situation, while a politician can call a press conference 24 hours 7. And we understand that Mr. Kejriwal, whenever it suits him, I want to remind the AAP spokesperson here, I'm from Punjab myself, and Mr. Kejriwal had made false allegations against Vikram Majithia, and when he understood that he was losing the case, he came and rendered in an apology saying that this was a false allegations that I made against Vikram Majithia, and it was for everybody to see. So he's very famous. His past history, not in the very distant past, is very, very crystal clear that whatever suits him, he will practice that.
Okay, fair enough.
And also, I would also say that to say that I am indulging in satyagraha like Mahatma Gandhi and I will not appear in front of this particular High Court judge, he should have abstained himself from vilifying and creating havoc in that High Court judge's life and creating a boogie out of something which was totally missing.
Okay, let's, Manasvi, what does the law say? What does the law entail when it comes to conflict of interests that Mr. Kejriwal has brought out?
I think the rescual has already happened, and now it is before the Chief Justice, and the Chief Justice is going to decide which new bench is going to be formulated, and there the contempt proceeding is going to will be taken forward. And this is what AAP basically wanted. They wanted the judge to be removed by hook or crook or by the social media campaign which they have done. Finally, the judge is not there anymore, and the present judge is not there. But that does not mean the contempt proceedings will be stopped. So that is going to continue. That does not mean this case will not be heard. That is going to continue. So the one part which I would give it to Arvind Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party is they campaigned their victory for the new formulation. And but that is not a legal battle as of now. That is just a change of a judicial figure. Apart from that, I think the legal front they have still yet to fight. So I think it could be, if this is a victory of a change of judge, I think we are too shallow in our understanding of justice. Changing of judges, that's very common practice. But vilifying a judge through social media campaign is something which is not called for. What you had, you made your plea in an open court, and that open court millions of people saw on YouTube, millions of people saw through social media, and it should have ended there. It could be, I could make my own opinion, Jasmine ji could have made her own opinion, Priyanka would have made her own opinion, and we are entitled to do that. We could discuss that also, that this is right, this is wrong on both the fronts. We could question the judiciary, we could have questioned the former chief minister, but that will not should not have continued further. Going further, it's just below the belt, and that should not happen in a healthy democracy, in a very healthy judiciary. If we want, the bar bench and the litigant should always respect each other, and this respect somewhere down the line, I feel, is not there in this particular scenario, and mostly it has been initiated by the former chief minister and team, and that is something which will not go well by any judicial officer of the court, on the court, or outside the court.
Priyanka ji, would you like to respond to that? So what Manasvi is saying, that whatever this campaign was, it was in bad taste.
Okay, so let me say this. To the best of my knowledge, there are Arvind Kejriwal ji, Manish Sisodia ji, Sanjay Singh ji, Durgesh Pathak ji, Saurabh Bharadwaj ji, and one of our MLAs, Vinay Mishra ji. I've gone through their tweets and the videos that they posted also, and they essentially only repeated what Arvind Kejriwal ji had said inside the courtroom. There was nothing new to it. But if it is a social media vilification campaign as such, no other person has been named. How do you know it was not the BJP? Maybe there is something that has not come to my notice. So as far as these people spoke, I can tell you with certainty it was only what was repeated in the court, and it was presented in the most respectful manner. Like I said before, I am going to repeat myself that we have the utmost belief in judiciary, and judiciary is the only body which has stood by us in our trying times. It is the only body which gave us relief. So please have no doubt about that. There is this one particular issue. There was conflict of interest, which is why we did not expect justice before a particular bench, and that is that. Nothing beyond should be read into it.
Okay, Jasmine ji, nothing should be read beyond or too much into it. The fact of the matter is that Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia are free today is a result of an unbiased judiciary, but the citizen has every right, or a plaintiff has every right to seek what's the best for him, and that's exactly what Arvind Kejriwal has done.
Well, he is accused, and there is a case going on against him. And like the AAP spokesperson said, that they have immense faith in the judiciary. They should also respect the judiciary. There is a procedure. There is a way. You cannot be disrespectful. You cannot vilify a person. You have to have a certain respect for a certain constitutional bench. You cannot. Unfortunately, what has happened is that AAP has brought the system so low, using the social media as a weapon, it is using the social media as a weapon, and which is very, very unfortunate. But ultimately, they are going to dig their own grave with the social media, because you can't get away with disrespecting every institution in this country. And there are certain procedures, there are certain protocols. Yes, you can disagree. In a democracy, you can disagree. But there's a judicial system. There's a system in this country which you can't just blow it away to your own availability and to your own whims and fancies.
Manasvi, we are about to finish up. Any last thoughts, and then I'll wrap up.
I think what AAP wanted basically was the rescual, and that has happened. And we would say that it's in bad taste. I would believe that that is in bad taste, and I will not say that that's in a good taste. And vilifying a judge on social media is not something which I would say it is right. On the contrary, it's very wrong, and it should not have happened. But end of the day, whatever Aam Aadmi Party wanted, whatever Arvind Kejriwal wanted, be it in the court, be it on social media, end of the day, they got what they want. So I think it is good for them. Maybe bad for me as a person who loves democracy and who loves judiciary, but it is good for Arvind Kejriwal and team.
Fair enough. Appreciate everybody joining us. Priyanka ji, Jasmine ji, always a pleasure having you. Thank you so much. Manasvi, appreciate you being here as well. Thank you so much. We take a short break now. Be right back.